Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be creating a piece for Feefal's Funguary challenge. It's an art challenge, and every day of February there is a different mushroom listed in the prompt list, and each week has a different theme like spooky, colorful, etc. And you kind of combine those prompts with the mushroom and create a character. And so I've been having a lot of fun with this challenge so far. I'm a bit behind, but it's been very creative, like a creative challenge for me, and I love anything to do with mushrooms and drawing girls with mushrooms and everything, so I'm totally into this. So while I work on this piece, I'd like to chat with you a bit about how to find your art style and how I found mine. So first, I guess we should talk about what is an art style when it comes down to it. And the best way I can think of to describe it is that it's when someone sees your work and they already know who you are and they've seen your work before. They easily recognize it as your work, like a new piece. They're like, oh, that's I recognize the way that person does line art, so it's got to be so and so's work. And so I guess that's something that is valuable to a lot of artists, having a recognizable style, because it means that you're, I guess, maybe prolific and you have mastered your trade in some way, and it kind of gives you confidence as an artist, and it probably makes your hireability, if that's even a word, as an illustrator or in some other art-based career. If you have a style that you're recognizable for, people will come to you for that style. And so having a style can be really great for a portfolio too, so that you only get hired for the style of work that you enjoy doing and that you want to offer, rather than having many styles, and it might confuse people and not know what they're getting from you if they hire you. So anyway, that's kind of what having an art style means. But how does one get an art style? The easy answer to this is basically draw, and practice doing art, and eventually a style will show up. Like, you will get a style over time. But there are some ways to actively try and get a style developed. If you are really eager to figure out what your style is and what you like in art and what you don't like and how you want to add different elements to your style, there's ways to kind of do that and I guess make your progress in finding your style quicker. And finding your style, you don't have to find a style. Like, you can just continually experiment to your heart's content and just enjoy the process of creating. But for those that do want to find a style, let me tell you a bit about how I found mine. Basically, when I was always creating art as a child, as most of us do. But when I was about 9 or 10, it was probably 1995 or so, Sailor Moon came on the air, and I had never seen an animation like that. Like, there were other Japanese animations on TV, but I don't remember seeing any that were so female focused and empowering and just so addictive. I was like addicted. Like, every day that Sailor Moon was on, I had to be right in front of the TV to watch my show. And I just was so in love with the show, the characters, and the way the art was made. I was fascinated by it. And me and my best friend at the time would draw out the characters together, and she was always a little bit better than I was. She was also a year older, so I was a little jealous when I was a kid. But anyway, yeah, basically that really set the maybe concrete foundation of my art style and where it's grown to now. And I definitely take influence with doing my line art from a bit of Art Nouveau, like Mucha and Art Nouveau, if you know what that is. If you don't, look it up. It's really cool. It's a really cool period of time of art. I take influence from that, which also, that period of art takes influence from Japanese and possibly Chinese art, but I'm pretty sure it's Japanese art. And it takes great influence from Japanese art with the line work and everything. And so I kind of, based on those two things, was really inspired to create my own style, and I've kind of been practicing with that ever since. And as I've grown older through my teens and my 20s and now my 30s, I have found many artists that do sort of a similar style to me, a similar aesthetic, and I find them so inspiring. And a lot of them are big names that you've definitely heard of if you're in this sort of community of artists that likes this kind of art, like the kind that I do and that they do. You've probably heard of them. But so basically what I'm trying to say is, over time, their artwork has influenced my artwork too, and where it's developed. Now, the thing is that things get tricky. You don't want to copy someone else's work, obviously, unless you're practicing in private at home, or you credit the artist, or you ask permission, that kind of thing. Basically, the key to developing your own style, if you're actively working towards that I've found, is maybe make a folder on your computer, or maybe a private Pinterest board. And what you can do is you can save pictures of your favorite artist's work and gather it all together and pick out the different things that you like about each artist's work. So for one of them, you might like how they paint irises in eyes. For another, you might like how they draw females' hips, or the way that they draw feet or hands, or maybe you like the way that they do their line work and how it's weighted in certain areas and lighter in other areas. Maybe you like how someone does backgrounds. It could be various things. And basically, you can pick the individual things that you like, maybe one or two things from each artist that you really like, and you can combine that into creating your own style. You can experiment with those different things and tweak them to your own liking, and you create an entirely different style based on your influences and the artwork that you love, and the direction where you want to push your artwork. So that's kind of my little tip for you guys. And you can always add new artists into your folder on your computer or your Pinterest board that inspire you, and your style can be constantly changing and evolving, which is really cool. You never really stop evolving your art style, right? Throughout your whole life, you're kind of always tweaking it. Another interesting thing about art style and how art style is constantly evolving is that you might become interested in a completely different style of art. Take, for instance, me. I've become interested in abstract art and landscape art, which abstract art is kind of a different style altogether from what I do, and landscape art I probably would do in maybe a more painterly style, and so that kind of means that I might grow into more than one style. Maybe I'll have two, maybe three, depends on where my interests go, and the same goes for you. You could have more than one, maybe 2, 3, 4, who knows? The most important thing about all of this is not to get too stressed out, don't put too much pressure on yourself, and really just follow your heart. If you're not sure which art style you want to do, or where you want to take it, why not try a whole bunch of different styles and a whole bunch of different mediums and ways of creating art? I mean, there's endless things you can do. And, make sure that you're always, unless it causes you anxiety, make sure that you're where artists are online. That really helps build a community of supportive people around you. If you're commenting and interacting with people, even on YouTube, maybe you're making friends there, and you guys can really support each other. And I know I've gotten so much love and support from fellow artists on all of my social platforms, and really it means the world to me. And I just love having people there to share my art with, and for them to share their art with me, and to know that we're always there for each other. And I look forward to hearing what everybody thinks about my stuff, and that's an amazing thing to have. So I highly recommend that you go out there and post your art and, you know, communicate with others and comment on their stuff and make friends. And maybe people can give you tips and advice if you ask for critique or anything like that, and they can sort of help you figure out maybe where to push your art, where your strengths and weaknesses are, and that sort of thing. So, but critiquing art and stuff is like a whole different topic. But anyway, in the end, I hope that this video has helped you in some way, that my advice from my years and years of being an artist could maybe help someone. Would be awesome. So if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, leave a comment in the description down below. I would love to hear about your art style, which artists influence you, and if you're just starting out in art, I would love to hear what got you started, like what made you say, I need to take this beyond my childhood years and really turn this into maybe a serious hobby, or like what inspired you to continue doing it from childhood, because most people don't continue drawing and it's a sad thing, but I would just love to hear what made you want to do it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Liking it helps get my video out to more people and maybe help more people, which would be awesome. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Make sure to hit the bell, the subscribe, then the bell, and then all for all videos. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a great start to your week, and I'll see you later. Peace.